Welcome back. The trials have begun. The judge will continue to assess the evidence, breathe life back into paradise.
Is that Kuma's new voice? Welcome back. Whoa.
Yeah. Welcome back. I don't know English. I can't fucking read.
What's up, everybody? This is Critical.
Oh my god, that's what he was the whole time.
Yes.
Critical's actually in a video game.
He has a great voice.
Is it Omen? No, Omen's the movie series about the creepy kid, huh? There's a
Omen has Damien. Why would you ever name your kid that? Definitely sounds like Demon.
Oh,
Come on.
I think it's called Lucius.
Also a name maybe to not name your kid.
I think the franchise is called Lucius, and it's like basically Omen but video games, and you have to like you do like elaborate like Hitman style murders on all of the help around your fancy estate because you're the reincarnation of Lucifer. And I was doing a Let's Try one of them, and I just walked around and it was just very obviously just Critical was one of the people, like one of the villagers. I was like, what? What the fuck is happening? Yeah. Oh, this isn't on.
Did you break it?
I didn't turn my controller on. Whoops. I'm just sitting here like an idiot. But one of my favorite memes, especially with dogs, is the fucking like I can't fucking read. It's like a Labrador looking at like an upside down book, and then it looks at the screen in the second panel.
I like there was
a big stupid smile.
There was like a meme going around for a while. I mean, I think it's just a group of them, but it was like
truth or fact.
It was a dog dressed up like a cat, and it's like not really cat. You've been bamboozled, human.
Bamboozled again.
It just has a dog dressed like a cat, and it just makes me laugh.
That was like a whole string for a while there. Iterated for a while.
Well, I mean, dogs have been in memes since the beginning of time.
Back when memes were understandable instead of deep fried.
No, I mean, why would the dog want to dress up like a cat? There's a lot of questions you have there. That doesn't make a lot of sense, Keith. Why is he trying to fool me into thinking he's worse than he is? Because dogs are definitely better.
Get it together, game developers. It's time to get Henry off. Wait.
Excuse me?
Henry's demonic possession. A decade ago, Henry became possessed by a demon, killing his mother and allowing demonic corruption to spill out into the world. The area around his apartment was sealed off and became the dead zone. During his arrest, he killed the Syndicate's exorcist, Grace Bloodlines. For the last 10 years, he has been contained and sedated in the desolation cell with inhibitors. Truth or fact?
Do.
Investigator. Starlight has logged Henry's possession a decade ago as a case file related to the murder of the council. Is Starlight being overzealous, or do you believe there is something there that warrants investigation? Was someone else involved in Henry's possession and the demonic invasion that spelled doom for the island?
I mean, there definitely is other people involved in this that we probably should point out.
And we're gonna get to the bottom of that.
Whoop. It's really jarring.
State your it's probably because it's all new.
Well, it's jarring because it's a very serious subject matter, and then it has like the little jaunty like
yeah.
Like.
It's also funny that
they'll pose like the Spice Girls. Like
it is interesting to have a game that has like a really specific like aesthetic to everything, and like everything has a really specific like you get used to the language of a game. And so it's really interesting and strange when all of that's thrown out the window all of a sudden, and you're just playing a different video game. Which, like, kind of was the basis of Frog Fractions. It'd be like, and here's the visual novel segment, and here's the Dance Dance Revolution segment, and here's the Ace Attorney segment, and it's like losing its mind. There's a text adventure in there, and a shoot 'em up, and so on. But this game, yeah, like had like a really, really consistent, like, okay, you walk around this vaporwave island, and then you talk to people. And now suddenly it's like, here's a new type of game. We literally just took the other one, threw it in the garbage. It's gone now. New game. We're playing this game now. And it's like,
dude, I really hate that.
Why
I don't like that.
One of his faces?
I don't like that at all. Like, I'm like,
Wow. I wonder who it could have been.
Yeah, I was gonna say no evidence. Oh, whoa, hey.
You're gonna say we have no evidence that it could have been Akiko.
I was gonna say, I thought we had some shit on that.
I thought we had evidence on Akiko and Carmelina.
Yeah, yeah.
Why is there no evidence of Carmelina? I don't think we're gonna have to think very hard during this part of the game. I think it's just us. I think it's we're basically watching the score screen where it tallies all the points we got over the course of the game, and that score is in the form of story.
Like I said last time, I really don't think they expected us to max out all the dialogue options, because we have way more evidence than we need to say anything that we want to say. Like everything that we want to say, we are going to have like 10 times the amount of evidence you're supposed to have. Apparently you could have like gotten to this point and just used like one thing you heard once as the entire basis of your accusation, and you would still win.
There's also, by the way, this isn't how crimes work.
Well, there's a lot of things that don't work the way that they work in real life.
He was possessed by a demon. So crime number 1, summoning a demon. He killed his mother. Crime number 2. He killed Grace Bloodlines. Crime number 3. I guess also letting the corruption spill into the world. Crime number 4 or something. If you want to count that separately, that might just be the same thing as getting possessed.
Crimes against humanity.
Like these are all separate. These are separate crimes. But it's like, who are you accused of this? And I'm like,
There's a multifaceted answer to that, Judge.
These are different crimes. The funny thing is that them framing it this way kind of reminds me of like, oh right, we were suspecting Yuri of being responsible for the book getting out in the first place, huh?
Yeah.
But I was like, but like with all the murder and stuff, I was thinking we'd be accusing Carmelina.
Well, I really don't understand why we don't have anything for them, because we definitely do about the whole Grace Bloodlines thing.
Akiko left the room so Grace could be murdered, and Carmelina was the person who made that call.
Yeah.
So like, why are neither of those?
Do you think maybe there's a second? I mean, this.
I mean, that's pretty comprehensive. That list up there.
I was gonna say, like, if
the other way, it's probably Yuri.
If they had broken it up, it would be like, oh, who did this part? Who did that part? But no, I mean, we literally only have evidence for Yuri, so we have to accuse Yuri, and I hate him, and I'm fine with getting him in big trouble because I like Henry and I don't like Yuri.
Yeah, fuck Yuri.
Yuri can get iced. Haha.
Hey Yuri. Yeah, because it's basically just he got the book and supplied it to him. It's his fault. Especially since he's just a citizen and he's one of like the supers, whatever's syndicate members. It's all his fault. Also,
he's not handsome
at all. I want him to die, and I don't want to look at that nightmarish portrait anymore. Why does he? What happened with that portrait? It's like a different person, right? Like.
Well, remember how he like all of a sudden he got hot one day? Like apparently everyone.
He's hot.
Oh no, he's hot. Maybe like this is him like pre-op, like monster face. Like he's not hot here.
It's just his face is like 50% wider. Like his head grew.
Well, they don't do a lot of head-on shots in this game. Everything's like slight angle, which is honestly the most.
So like I don't like double take with Carmelina. Like, oh my god, how did she get that way? It's like, oh yeah, it's just the same face but with a wide eye. Like most of them check out. Crimson Acid doesn't even actually have like an anger face.
Oh no!
I think Doom Jazz and I think that Crimson Acid and Doom Jazz are both going to be completely innocent by the end of this, and part of that is I think
because they didn't draw them in angry.
Well, that too, but also like structurally, I think they gave it away by having us sleep with both of them. Like having that be a part of the game,
I mean,
would be way more questionable if we immediately executed
I would definitely sleep with someone and then throw them in their ass in jail the next day.
Like it's way more worrying to immediately execute the people that you just slept with.
Well, then there's like then you don't have to regret it because they're gone now. So you don't have to like
in a weird way that them being there basically to provide information.
You're sending them away.
A romance arc.
You're sending them away.
I feel like it's structurally the game makers giving up their hand a little bit.
I'm a little sad because I really thought
sad Lydia face.
I really just thought maybe I would be able to fuck everybody. So I'm a little bummed that you can't just fuck everybody.
That's why you picked the game? You wanted to bone the bone.
I mean, I wanted to bone that bone right there, but
what an incredible face. Like that's his you reached, because these are basically like all like they're kind of spoiling them by showing them to us, but they totally are like you reached the final stage and actually dealt a proper blow in Phoenix Wright, like those kinds of phases.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, this is a new one.
That game does a good job of making those rewarding, because like when you see their upset face, it's always very interesting.
Adjust glasses, like that look. The shadow comes over his face. and he gets serious now. That's just a corpse.
I think it was that one.
Yeah, no, there was no one last. Like, what are you gonna accuse one last kiss of?
Being
she died.
dead?
She died 10 years before any of these things happened.
And also, she's the one dead in
and
this
he's
case.
dead too. That guy came out of fucking nowhere.
Deinonegate.
Deinonegante.
I did not. I was not like that name is threw me for a loop.
Let's do it. Previous
Yes.
convictions, none.
Throw Yuri the fucking jail. That punk ass.
We're gonna throw him in the garbage.
I believe Yuri pushed Henry down the path to possession.
I thought you were supposed to be an investigation freak. You've got nothing on me.
Show me your truth.
Present your evidence. Construct a truth. A truth.
Construct it.
She seems like weirdly turned on by all of this.
You know, she's-
like all of her verbiage
they-
is- what?
They have a huge justice boner.
The boner for justice.
I mean, not even really justice. It's just like throwing people in the clink.
Feeling about this.
The demonic book.
Inside a safe in Henry's apartment is one of the forbidden tomes of demonology from the library vault. The Grimoire of Mahida.
What's that got to do with me? Which book?
The Grimoire of Mahida.
A frightful tome. How did a citizen come to obtain one of the restricted texts? Present your evidence. Construct a truth.
Henry told me a stranger supplied him with the tome that would lead to his possession. Someone took a shine to him and slipped him a restricted text.
And you think it was me? You're a joke. I had nothing to do with this.
Don't be snide with me.
I don't consort with citizens. You'll need better evidence than this.
We have all of them. Yuri accessed the vault that contains the books on demonology.
I do genuinely wonder if we missed a single piece of evidence.
I don't think we did. Well, we might have, maybe physical evidence, maybe, but even then, I don't really, like. I can't see how.
It's a little like her story where you don't know for sure ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless you look it up and
honestly,
painstakingly
like,
compare everything.
Real crimes like this, do you ever really know for sure?
Yeah.
Like when you know. I believe Yuri took books on demonology and gave them to Henry, preying on a vulnerable mind and pushing him towards communicating with the gods. The plan was for him to become possessed.
The plan?
Insufferable.
The freak wouldn't know a plan if she saw it. She's just making up stories and you're going along with it.
Look at that face.
Insufferable.
Exile caused her brain to rot.
Don't fucking smirk at me.
You're letting the freak fool you with lies, speculation, and fiction.
The plan will become clear in later case files. There's a conspiracy at play, and I need you to trust me. If I get this wrong, you can reverse the conviction. Not if we kill him, because you can't really reverse that part, am I right? I'll go back to the Idle Lands, and Yuri can walk free. Somebody committed the crime to end all crimes, and the path to the truth is a winding one.
It is cowardly to insinuate this.
We cannot go on trust. This is not justice.
Yeah, this Carmelia is stepping in because she's guilty of
Guilty.
that part. The
Maybe her stepping into this will allow us to bring that shit up.
the level of bend she has right now. Look at how like that bag is hanging straight down and there's just vacant space there because she's completely, her legs and her shoulders are in a different world.
Like, I know that I freaking talk about JoJo's all the time, but in the last season, she's wearing the exact, like, almost like the exact same dress as, like, the one chick who has...
I need to read JoJo's.
Yeah, no, it's so good.
Should I read JoJo's or watch JoJo's?
Well, you should just watch it first, see if you like it, and then you can read it. Because the reading is going to take you a million years, and they're very expensive, nice hard copies that you're going to want, so you might as well just watch it first.
Oh, no, that series is too long. I hit my limit. Like I'm already overcommitted to getting the Berserk volumes. So if I read JoJo's, it's going to be digital. I'm just going to be buying them digitally instead, because it's such a long series.
It's so pretty though.
To store somewhere. That's also like the reason why I haven't bought the complete Full Metal Alchemist collection. It's 27 volumes, and I'm like, I can't just keep buying entire manga franchises.
Any person who reads like One Piece is laughing at you right now because like 27 volumes.
I wonder how many
8,000.
I wonder how many people actually do that and still buy them all, as opposed to like just reading them in like the monthly shonen and then just throwing in the garbage or something. Because that's a hell of a collection. I know a lot of people that have a lot of One Piece figures and a lot of One Piece like murals and posters and other stuff and all these other forms of merch, and I've never seen any of them actually own One Piece manga or DVDs. Like, they clearly experience it either digitally or just straight up piracy, but but they're full of merch related to it, but it's just too much to buy.
It's even at the point where, like, if you go to like a lot of like manga shops, they will not have, like, if you want One Piece, you can ask for it, because if we put it out here, we'd take up like 5 bookcases.
You have to go order like a box set of it at a time or something.
Yeah, like, basically, like, fuck you, we don't have the space to carry every volume. If you want volume like 68, then you're gonna take it out and someone else is like not gonna be able to buy it, and we can't stock this. We can't have 5
that's why I
copies
hopped on
of
the
each.
chance to buy all of Death Note in one volume. They have an all-in-one volume edition that's just like a Bible. It's like the size of a Bible, and it's just
Which is
tiny,
so
tiny
fitting.
paper. And it's just
I love Death Note.
There's all of Death Note.
Oh, that's perfect.
it's not big. It's
No,
all of Death
that
Note.
is perfect.
But this is not how trials work.
Oh, well, this is not how any of this stuff
There's
works.
so we're gonna
Silence, Carmelina.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, like, we're gonna deal with like a really this is, I guess this more or less is like us just like watching the ending, essentially.
Yeah.
And a really weird, clunky part of this is going to be that they have to talk about each individual crime independently and choose a really specific order to present all the stuff in. And this was like the clunkiest part. So, I say so far, it's only part 2, but whereas the first part we went into was pretty like open and shut and straightforward, the part we did last time, this one was like, I got a few things to throw at Yuri, and just convict him on trust, and you can overturn it later if I'm wrong. But it's like, we could just like not
Actually pull out the stuff we know, because
we could just not close this part yet. The idea that we have to convict him in order to move on to the next thing is like, what a weird system.
this test does not allow for multiple answers. Like this question is like, check all that apply. Like, we need a question that has the check all that apply in parentheses at the end of the question.
Yeah.
Like, this SAT question needs the check all that apply.
Present all of our evidence and then discuss who's guilty of everything.
Well, I think that Carmelina is gonna, like, I think Carmelina is gonna fuck herself over right here, and then, which kind of
Maybe.
bums me out, because I want to be the one that like throws her down the well.
I want to fuck her up.
Not in front of her dog, though.
Well, the
hope the dog
one thing
gets to go free.
we're basically just accusing the right people of each thing, I guess, as we go. I think all pets die.
Well,
Do any of the pets cross over? Bear Chan.
There are pyramids in this game, so I think they might go
Kuma-chan.
down with their owner. Maybe they get buried with them.
Oh no, like Egyptians.
Exactly,
Oh.
yeah.
Do not dare to lecture me on justice. This is like my one time, and I'm tripping hard on power. Doesn't the judge not even come with us?
Yeah,
to the next
no,
world?
because the judge is literally
This is like her one-
affixed
yeah.
to this building, so
This
the
is like
judge can't leave.
Their one moment of importance. They got like a polygonal robe thing.
You know, I was gonna point out, like, okay, this judge, I think, is like I said, I think it's an androgynous thing.
Yeah.
But like, are they not wearing
homunculus.
pants? Look how high up the slit on the
That is really
outfit
high.
goes, and then they're like just covering like what could perhaps just be
Maybe they're just a Ken doll.
yeah, like nothing, or a dick, or like a vagina
Yeah.
with their hand. Like, I don't know, it's very confusing.
Practicality never really
It is
factored into these designs.
Maybe the hammer is there as like something suggestive, like
It really is noticeable. It's probably because of like as we said before, it's probably because of the way that they're gripping each other, but it is really noticeable how from like left to right, there's like a thickest arm to thinnest arm.
well, someone's just been working out on that
Yeah.
one side.
I am justice incarnate. The court trusts the investigator.
Show me your truth.
I have nothing to present. That's not true at all.
I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications, soaked in the facts, steeped the leaves of veracity, examined the grains of legitimacy.
Gosh,
There is no jury here. I must leave it to the impartial sword of justice within me to stab through the heart of the lies and let the blood of truth flow. A truth is revealed, a truth is known, a truth proves.
Finds Yuri guilty.
Wow, that
This
really
isn't-
did not take a lot of evidence. Because to be honest,
it's not. This actually isn't very good justice.
no, if we, oh, there's that face that
Yep.
I hate. like we know that Yuri's been doing some sketchy shit, but like the judge having none of this background knowledge is just taking it on good faith, which
Yeah.
is like not at all what you should be doing in this situation.
This is unacceptable. Do you know who I am? I have been chosen. I will be on the next council. This freak has taken away my destiny. I will burn the syndicate to the ground.
That'll be difficult with most of everybody being in the next world already, and you're not getting to go there.
Yeah, and then you saying that just means you're gonna get executed extra fast.
Yeah.
Yuri, be quiet.
No, I am the blessed servant of the goddess. I was destined for greatness. I helped you, and now I'm going to die.
Who
Oop.
achieved perfection?
He's doing the dumb.
These are the ravings of someone deceived by a god that's been caught out. It's been caught out. Is this true, Yuri?
She promised me a seat on the new council and to retrieve enchanted blue from the real world.
Enchanted Blue is one of the gods?
Yeah. Nonsense.
I will be on the next council.
No.
I got Henry the books on demonology.
Why are you confessing to this?
Well, maybe he knows he's going down, so he's like, actually,
writing-
Carmelina, like point.
The writing's taking a little bit of a dip in this chapter. Just a little bit of a dip. Because we admitted that this isn't enough evidence, and like just trust us, and you can overturn it later if it's not enough evidence. And it's like that's already like a what the fuck, how do trials work moment. But then now, even though he heard all that and knows that he might still have a chance here, because this is all like a trust me, if this other stuff all comes through, then this will work. Him knowing that all of this actually being true and amounting to something will actually determine the real. It's like he's essentially not convicted yet, right? Like he's on paper, he's convicted, but there's like a caveat that shows like he still has hope. And his response to this is to immediately put out all this information that will convict him.
Well,
like he's admitting to the thing.
Yeah, but
what is he doing?
Maybe he's trying to gain sympathy by like being like, actually I was manipulated, actually this, actually that. I mean,
Yeah,
granted,
but there's no deal being struck. We didn't strike a deal with him, so like he's not getting. There's no like, oh, he'll get a light sentence for this or anything. Like he's just convicting himself here. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Yuri? Come on, man.
he's not ratting out his gang.
Yeah, he's a snitch.
He's a snitch. Was it like?
What a huge mistake. Oh my god. Everyone else, it makes sense because like you expect them all to turn on each other when they are actually being convicted. It's like they're gonna have the death penalty, so fuck them too. I'm gonna take her down with me. But like Yuri, like Yuri still has hope, and he's destroying his own chances.
I'm not super sad though. Just gonna throw that out
It
there.
turns out he's not very smart.
I got Henry the books on demonology. Sent him down the dark path. The plan needed the island to end. Henry provided the answer.
The truth lies within a conspiracy. See, I told you to trust me because he just admitted everything for me. I had to do no work.
Yeah, he's kind of just really stupid.
Chromatic aberration extreme.
Yeah, your facts have
Wow,
become
that's a
the
lot of it.
truth. That's such a weird way of phrasing it. It makes me feel very self-conscious.
I mean, think about it. Like, we have so many facts that we can kind of point it at almost anybody in many cases.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, what do we do then? Like inevitably, I'm like, what about when things point towards the day breaks? What facts do we want to make into truths?
I was gonna say, at this point, I think we definitely have the ability to just basically send everyone that we hate to jail.
Yeah.
Or to death. There's no jail, there's just death.
It's like, do we accuse the daybreaks of any crimes, or that point at them, or do we redirect them?
All I'm gonna say is that Crimson Acid cannot be convicted, or I fucking walk.
And I'll never play games with you again.
Don't kill my girlfriend.
Lady Love dies. While you're in here, you do not have access to the phones you have been...
Oh, this is the savings screen.
Oh, it's this. Okay. I was like, what the fuck are you saying to me? Deranged madman woman? You mad thamer? The murder of Grace Bloodlines is just
that is not a picture of Grace Bloodlines.
No, we don't know what she looks like. Grace was our chief exorcist. And, oh wait, we do know what Grace looks like.
Well, she looks like a skeleton.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Well, it's
maybe that is what Grace looks like underneath the skeleton face.
Well, she just looks like whatever One Last Kiss looks like behind that mask. Grace was our chief exorcist, and Henry was convicted for her murder, which she allegedly committed during his arrest. One Last Kiss seems to think she was set up to die. Okay. So the description for the last crime was too long.
Yeah, they should have they
included all the murders,
yeah.
but the murders were separate.
Yeah, I was gonna say they should have portioned
that muddied
it out.
the water of what we were accusing people of. They really did just mean him being possessed by a demon was the crime.
Yeah,
and all the flavor text was actually the opposite of helpful.
Which is honestly fuck Yuri because
that was just Yuri.
Because Henry apparently suffers immeasurably and is in agony.
Yeah, he's being
constantly.
tortured every day. And
so
he's just like,
Yuri's just a dick.
Freak. Grace Bloodlines was murdered 10 years ago. I presided over the trial. I saw the sun's light cast the shadows from the terror and leave only truth visible. Unless you didn't.
Dude, Judge, just speak like a normal person.
She or they just sits here all day.
They've been practicing this in their brain for years.
It's gonna be so cool when I say it, when people finally show up again in 30 years. The next crime happens.
Well, I'm here now. You didn't have me on the island 10 years ago. Your mistake. You fucked
didn't
up.
Have me. Do those terrible events from a decade ago have a link to the tragedy of last night?
I investigated it at the behest of One Last Kiss.
Who is One Last Kiss?
The ghost of Grace Bloodlines. She's on the island.
A ghost of a murder victim 10 years ago is on the island.
And also a bunch of Shinjis. Is that so hard to believe, Judge?
I am kind of disappointed you can't accuse Shinji.
Well, I hope he shows up before the game ends.
Yeah.
I want to say goodbye to him.
Yeah, do we have any more story with Shinji at all? Or was he really just a weird series of random side conversations that goes nowhere?
Bunch of weird, non sequiturs.
Yeah, because he's the best part of the game. But yeah, I was a little surprised when he didn't show up in one of these little, stands, and you could accuse him of things, which would obviously just be a waste of time.
Well, it seems like
maybe he would just vanish if you tried.
That'd be funny.
Which would be, yeah.
It'd be like trying to catch an Abra.
Yeah, but no, he's just not even.
Most people here don't even know he exists. I think there's only one
Yeah.
person who we've gotten to acknowledge that he exists, right?
Crimson.
Crimson, yeah, Crimson's the only person that notices him because she's so wonderful.
And maybe Sam did. Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember. Can you prove?
Bless you.
Can you prove you are who you say you are?
Haunted,
Wow.
complex, crescent, drifting sands, satellite. What the weird? Oh,
Confirmation.
blood code.
Grace Bloodlines, unique blood code.
I want a blood code.
One last. Oh.
What? One Last Kiss asked me to find her resting spot. I unlocked her blood vial as she confirmed the code independently.
We're entering allergy season, apparently.
It's so nice to see everyone again.
What do you have to do with the murder last night?
I was murdered 10 years ago, allegedly by Henry, who everyone here would have you believe is the council murderer.
Doggy.
Sorry, distracting dog.
This would really fuck up murder plans. If the ghost just comes back and is on the witness stand.
I am the ghost. I know who killed me.
That really fucks everything up.
Dude, what if somebody...
For every murder you do, you have to account
Okay.
for the idea that the person you murdered might come back and say what they know.
This is my hypothetical Phoenix Wright, this is my plot, where a murder happens and then a ghost shows up to talk on the stand, but it is just a person in a costume, and you have to prove to everyone that it's a person in a costume because
And
the
not the
judge is an
ghost.
idiot. Yeah.
Oh my god. Because that judge is so fucking stupid.
Well, he'd be like...
He would just be like, oh my god.
He's like, well,
And
it
he'd be
has to
no,
be
it's
true.
Old Man Jenkins.
The dead person said so. And we're
Yeah.
like, Judge, his feet are sticking out from under the sheet. Like, he's...
I can see this as like fan art. Like when people do like the comics of other people's characters and it all matches, it just tracks. You're like, yep, this is what would happen.
It makes you think, doesn't it? What if the two are linked?
Yeah, it really makes you think.
One Last Kiss asked me to investigate her murder. She believes there's more to it than the official version of events.
Do you suspect her?
Of what? Of her own death? Do I suspect her? No. Like, what the fuck kind of question is that?
Suspect her of murder? What the fuck?
No, I believe she is the victim in all of this.
We're gonna accuse One Last Kiss.
Well done, investigator. You have seen the truth clearly.
One Last Kiss was murdered by
Herself.
what if we were so fucking stupid? We were like, aha, Grace Bloodlines was murdered by One Last Kiss, without realizing it's the same person. Jesus Christ. Paradise gets even more bizarre. The trials continue. Lady Love dies. Drive us along the highway of
Oh my
truth.
gosh. So stupid.
State your truth.
Okay, Grace. So we have to decide who killed Grace specifically.
Yeah. So Akiko broke procedure. She should have known better. It was to check on Carmelina.
There's the blade part.
Oh yeah, she's the one that has the blade, right?
Yeah, the blade that looks like...
Because Henry doesn't have a blade.
But Carmelina has the wedding ring. Because remember, there was choking and it had a ring.
So Akiko had a knife, but Henry didn't. Maybe she carved maybe they both did it.
I think there's no... I mean, I think it'd be very hard to separate them. I think they both did it.
Carmelina is like Akiko's alibi. Or like the reason why Akiko did it.
I mean, I do think Carmelina is the mastermind, but I also think Carmelina is basically the person guilty for like all this.
More specifically, Carmelina probably choked her. We did confirm that the type of gloves that she has
could not have been the thing.
No, she could have these gloves. They specifically are gloves that don't. Her gauntlets don't armor her palms and fingers, so she could still leave fingerprints, like finger choke marks. Oh. You can kind of see it there. Like she's got like some kind of like black glove, as opposed to like gauntlets.
Well, I mean, for for dexterity purposes, I think that seems more like it makes more sense.
Angry face. The dog is unfazed.
The dog's like.
It's really funny that they didn't use the angry dog pose for this one.
Well, the dog. I mean, in real life, if I was in trial for a murder, and Kiki, my dog, was there, she would look just like that dog. She would just look happy.
So Carmelina accompanied her to Henry's exorcism. So Carmelina was there.
Yeah, look,
Leave her alone with him.
See, that hidden photo thing applies under... that shows up under Carmelina, it doesn't show up under Akiko.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely very damning.
Carmelina used to wear a wedding ring when she was married to Witness. It's like the hidden photo thing being connected to her required us to get like 4 different pieces of evidence. Mm-hmm. So we had to get the photo. We had to find out from Doom Jazz about the wedding ring being what that marking is. We had to find out
how long ago that wedding was.
Lurid affair between Carmelina and Witness and so on. So it's Carmelina.
Yeah, but I mean, definitely Carmelina. But it's funny because Carmelina definitely also had a kid named Damon Gate.
Denanagante.
And she's definitely guilty of a bunch of shit. She's definitely the most guilty person
We're
here.
gonna accuse her so many times.
Crime is repulsive.
I believe Carmelina was the architect of her murder. This is nonsense. You have no evidence.
Show me your truth.
When Henry was arrested, Grace was meeting with Carmelina. Carmelina requested to accompany Grace on the exorcism. This is unusual, as it would place Carmelina in an unnecessary amount of danger.
It may be unusual, but it doesn't prove she is the perpetrator.
Craft is its own reward.
Of course it doesn't. The investigator is trying to prove a fantasy. It may have placed me in danger, but the pursuit of knowledge sometimes requires risk. While Grace and Carmelina were en route to Henry, Carmelina sent a message to Akiko. She instructed her to leave Henry and Grace alone together. This message was intercepted before it was scrubbed from the server. Carmelina forgot to use encryption.
Dummy. Architect?
I have no recollection of this. It sounds like a fabrication. I found a photo of Grace's body that had been excluded from the report. It was hidden on the barracks server.
Incriminating. That definitely points towards Akiko too, for the obfuscation of the facts. Oh, I can see the wedding ring spot.
Yeah, I do. I never noticed that before.
It's at right at the base of the finger on the left.
It's funny, it looked like it almost didn't leave a mark where the ring was. Like, it just had like a white, I don't know, like a little stripe.
You think it'd leave a mark.
It would leave a darker mark.
You think it'd leave more of a mark, not an anti-mark.
It showed the strange marks on Grace's neck.
Strangle.
Oh, strangle. The strange strangle marks on Grace's neck. Doomjazz took a look at it and suggested that they were done by someone that wore a wedding ring. He is the only physician on the island, after all. Carmelina wore a wedding ring at the time when Grace was killed. I suspect that Carmelina killed Grace when Henry didn't step up and do it for her.
We have achieved perfection.
This is tenuous, isn't it? Anything could have caused that mark, couldn't it?
Doctor?
Yeah, pull the doctor up.
It is my firm opinion that this was done by a ring worn on the wedding ring finger. Bruising can contain very detailed information.
Preposterous. The doctor would say anything to a pretty face.
Back off, Architect.
Leader.
We'll see about that. Why would Architect Carmelina have killed Grace?
Yuri gave Henry demonology books. Henry was being set up to end the island and possibly be scapegoated for the murder of the council.
The investigator is here.
A dead exorcist means that the demon in Henry would still be around and useful when it came time to pin the blame on someone for last night. That makes perfect sense.
They planned really far ahead for this.
Lady loved that.
She made a whole baby and everything.
That takes a lot of time from what I hear. Lady Love Dies really didn't explain that she had made this connection. Like, our character that we are playing has thoughts that aren't expressed to us because the fact that she made
together.
That connection is something I haven't even really made yet. I was kind of wondering what's had to do with the thing that happened last night, but that actually makes perfect sense. When Henry didn't kill Grace Bloodlines, Akiko stepped in and framed Henry, giving him a history of murder.
This sounds like a conspiracy, investigator.
I mean, this fucking island's crazy, dude.
Yep.
I believe so, Judge.
It's a good thing all these people didn't get away beforehand. I guess they couldn't because they were doing a murder.
Very well.
This is nonsense.
Absolutely not. This is a farce.
Hold your tongue in the halls of justice. Present your evidence. Nope.
I have nothing to present.
You have presented a veritable treasure trove of facts. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the implications.
Gosh, every
soaked in
time.
the facts. Yep.
This judge just needs to
The truth proves Carmelina guilty.
slow their roll.
Grace Bloodlines was murdered by the hand of the architect.
Yeah, it's just the picture for Grace.
Isn't that already a death sentence? Without us even proving any of the actual
That's
main
the thing
crime?
that I think is funny. Is
We haven't even gotten to the main body of what happened in this game, and she already has a death sentence, so it's pretty much over.
What is it like Beetlejuice, where it's you're not dead, you're double dead?
Triple dead, quadruple dead.
Is that Beetlejuice? Where the fuck did I get that from?
I have no idea.
Oh no, maybe from Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. By the time I'm done with you, you'll be double dead. And Oogie Boogie hits the button, and they're on a little conveyor belt of danger.
It's the rotating face guy.
No, it's
Oh
Oogie
no, that's
Boogie.
the mayor. Oogie Boogie's different. I haven't watched that in a while.
Dude, I love that movie, and I hate that it got so
sack
popular
monster.
because I liked it back when it was a box office flop, and I was a kid. My mom was like, "Why do you like this movie? It's creepy." And they didn't even have toys for it yet.
It was a flop.
Oh, well, people didn't. Disney was didn't know what to do with
Weird.
it because it wasn't it's kind of scary for kids. And when I got stuff from it, it was all adult. I got figurines, things that kids aren't supposed to play with because they didn't have any toys for it.
Maybe
it was not a very
I wonder if
marketable.
That movie might be why I like this whole sort of Junji Ito style horror comedy blend where you can't always tell what side it's on and so on. This weird creepy thing. Because we had a VHS copy of Nightmare Before Christmas forever. We just watched it over and over and over and over again. We watched it so many times that the idea that it wasn't popular at any point is weird to me. because we wore that tape out.
Like, I don't think it was, like, financially a failure. I just know that, like, Disney, like, had it after that point. They're like, what do we do with this? Like, this isn't... We can't make toys... Like, at the time, they like, didn't see that it had potential for toys.
It just
and
went
stuff.
on to get this, like, Rocky Horror Picture Show following.
Well, because all those kids grew up and became adults, and they're like, oh, we fucking love that. And Disney's like, oh, we didn't really predict that would turn out that way. Okay. Because it, you know, it was, like, considered scary
It
for
turned out
kids.
to be, like, a retroactively, like, really profitable merchandise thing.
Yeah.
Because it just stuck with people for whatever reason in a way that other stuff didn't.
I do love how they do the Haunted Mansion every year in for Christmas time. It's like one of the only things that might convince me to go to Disneyland again is how much I like that. So this is the truth. Thank you for your work, investigator. What? 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 How dare you?
How dare you?
This is nonsense. This trial is over.
This is nonsense.
Henry will be executed and the freak will be sent back to the Idle Lands.
No, that's not how this works. This is my courtroom. I am justice incarnate. You do not have the authority to end the trials.
Yeah, dude.
Dummy.
That's not how that works.
You have been found guilty. You will receive your punishment. The trials continue.
I do like that.
Convicted.
That face is one of my favorite angry faces so
Yeah.
far. Yuri's was definitely my least favorite. I hate it.
God, it's distressing.
I'm still thinking about it.
Lady Love dies. Well, you're... Okay.
Oh yeah, save your fucking game.
There's enough repeating dialogue from her that I'm starting to realize when to skip it. Like she says the same thing every time. She
I
transitions back
steeped
to
in the tea leaves of justice.
Yeah, or like every time she transitions back to the evidence, like the dialogue tree of all the evidence we can propose, she says the same line. I'm like, and skip. Who killed the Holy Seal Marshals? The first Holy Seal that protects the Council is made up of 2 high-ranking God Justice Marshals.
God
Fearsome
Justice.
warriors trained to neutralize potential threats to the Council. Who killed them, and how?
I like how these poor people don't even have fucking photographs of themselves, and they have to use like Mesopotamian murals to represent them because no one cared enough to take freaking pictures of these
that's weird.
poor people.
We also like they could have used an image of them being dead, which was there.
Or just like the picture of the guard guys that we just see everywhere, because that's what they would look
with like a blood spatter behind them.
Yeah.
I'm actually confused why they did this. It's just like how like last time they didn't use One Last Kiss, which is who she is.
Well, I mean, I could maybe
Like, why are these the
say like
pictures?
maybe that is a sculpture of her. Like maybe you can lie to me like that. I really don't believe that these 2 guys are representative of the dead people that we were representing.
Last night, the taloned hand of death
gosh.
reached out for the first Holy Seal guards. They were butchered at their posts.
So melodramatic.
Who snatched the life from them? Was it the accused? Or is there another truth skulking on the periphery of our knowledge? They were elite marshals and gave their lives guarding our beloved council. So first of all, no. gotta correct that just to start with. The premise of this question is bad because no holy marshals were killed.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a whole other layer to this that we have to unveil.
How were they killed and why?
Yeah, just I guess confidence.
Yeah.
Is this a fact or a truth?
I will show you the truth.
Investigator, please reveal your case file and confirm who you wish to accuse.
Do.
What's the
Akiko.
Where's the question?
Akiko.
Oh my god, it has a scroll bar.
I was gonna say that's.
Oh god.
Uh-oh.
It's a lot of Lydia.
Oh yeah, because all the fucking repelling gear and shit. I forgot about all that.
Yeah.
But also, like, honestly, I just kind of also believe Lydia when she's like, oh, we're just fucking around and doing weird shit.
Yeah. So Akiko said she phoned witness as she left the desolation cell after Henry's escape. Witness phone records combined with the data from Comms Tower actually place her at the Syndicate HQ. Boom! You liar. Prisoner transfer. Let's see. 2 prisoners were transferred out because they replaced the bodies. It's definitely Akiko. But what if Lydia is the murderer, but Akiko's the person who replaced the guards? What if it's 2 separate conspiracies at the same time? Because we already have the confusing fact that there was seemingly 2 demons in the room, or 2 murderers in the room. There was a demon, and then there was Diamond Agante or whatever.
Yeah. I think I would start out with Akiko because maybe that will be like, oh, there actually weren't guards, and then you can.
Who had
talk
the remote
about,
again?
Witness.
Is it Witness released? That's really funny that Witness and Carmelina were having dinner with each other basically, and they're like, "Hang on, let me use the women's washroom for a second," and then both of them like sprung their trap on the council, and then they came back like, "Oh yes, the wine is great this evening." Like,
what was the
The question is, did they both know the other one was doing something, or did they both not know the other one was doing something, which makes this sort of like a bizarre farce?
It's some weird like spy versus spy
It's like a
nonsense.
yeah, it's like some Fargo
Mr. and Mrs.
shit.
Smith kind of like, oh honey, let me go do this. Or
The it's like a Coen Brothers script.
in a movie that I like better than Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Spy Kids, where both their parents are part of an organization, and I always remember that. I thought it was funny they didn't know that, and then fucking Mr. and Mrs. Smith stole the premise from Spy Kids. Canon. It's canon.
This is so strange. They have to have not known the other one was conspiring, right? Because like otherwise, why is it so sloppy?
I was gonna say they did things that fucked each other's
There's like
plans
two
up.
contradictory plans that don't mix with each other.
No,
and
they
even
ruined everything.
Even hurt each other.
No, because that's what got Diane Degate to be fucked up and shot. Like that's why he got hurt, was because of the fuck up. Because the demon wasn't supposed to be there, and he was like, the demon wasn't supposed to be there. The demon wasn't supposed to be there. Like it
Yeah.
ruined everything, and that's
a
why
mess.
he's dead now.
Let's see. This is a lot. I'm just going to read it all out aloud instead of trying to skim it in my head. I found evidence that two citizen prisoners have been moved out of the barracks prison. The only people that they have access to the barracks prison are the marshals. Akiko claims that they were processed and returned to their cells. There's no record of this because they're dead. Crimson Acid. Captain Voth was one of the Holy Seal marshals murdered last night. He and Akiko were in an illicit relationship. But it's not Voth, what the fuck? Akiko prevented Dr. Doomjazz from examining the bodies of the murdered Seal marshals. Akiko's sword is battle damaged, has nicks in it. Maintenance shed inhabitants. The maintenance shed near the council building shows signs of drag marks and human waste. There aren't any footprints. Maybe whoever was there was restrained. Is this where Akiko stored the two prisoners she removed from the barracks prison? She's tied them up and they just shit themselves for days until they got murdered.
Terrible.
Like, Jesus Christ, Akiko.
I didn't make that connection until now,
That's really gross.
and that's I feel bad for them.
Yeah. The dead marshal's blood doesn't match the records of the marshals.
I mean, that's really the most like you really just
Yeah.
need that piece of evidence. Like,
The blade Henry took from her is new and unused, giving it a perfect blade, so Henry doesn't have the weapon. The weapon that Henry probably never took in the first place, but whatever, even if he did have a weapon, isn't the right weapon for killing the marshals.
yeah.
Oh, the marshals were killed with a new blade. So the marshals were killed with a new blade, and Akiko was like,
But-
"Oh shit, that makes it match my blade." Henry took it. That's her takeaway.
Poor Henry.
And the only other connection with the only physical evidence that it would be Henry is the marks, but we already have thrown that evidence out because he doesn't draw marks. That's not how the demon marks work. Lydia, what's your dealio? Lydia remotely accessed the terminal that contains the secret of the second Holy Seal 2 days ago. Did she set this crime up 2 days ago? Kafka login. Looks like Sam ordered open the blood lock on the third Holy Seal using Kafka Memory's blood sample 2 days ago. Was he preparing the crime? Damaged grate. The secured grate in the side of the council building looks like it's been forced open. The anti-tamper seal has been cut, and the edges of the grate are scuffed, indicating it's been pried open. This opening would get someone in behind the Holy Seal Marshal Guards. A good way to do a surprise attack, or skip them, more reasonably.
I was gonna say, like, I don't think that they are involved with the murder of the
Yeah.
guards. I think they might be involved in other parts, but I don't think
Yeah.
they're involved in the murder of the guards. I think they might have wanted to try to kill the council, but they didn't do it. I don't think they're the people that did it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were planning it.
I'm trying to think of, like, was killing the Holy Seal guards was that Carmelina or Witness's plan? Because if it's one of them, I'm guessing that Lydia might have been working for the other person.
Oh.
That's why there might be these two might feel like they contradict each other. Because like, yeah, why would you sneak past them and then kill them? Like you don't, you already got past them. You're fine.
Well, to make it look like a demon did it, you know. Obviously, Akiko, yeah, like Henry took my blade. Oh, look, perfect blade. And then remember, I think I think
it could
Lydia,
be her elaborate sneak attack because she is an assassin.
was Lydia's knife perfect or not perfect?
No,
hers was not.
Her
perfect.
knife's all fucked up
Yeah.
because she pried open the grate.
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes,
then she dropped it onto that the beach down below.
Why don't you just hold on to it? Like, just say it's broken
That
because it's
may
been
have
broken
not been
forever.
intended. And then once you lose it, it's like, well,
It had her
never
name,
gonna find that.
it had
Like,
her name engraved on it.
Yeah, it's not good.
Don't
not a great
commit
plan.
crimes with the weapon with your name in it.
But yeah, it's like she dropped her knife off the Empire State Building, so she's like, I never gonna find that again. And it was on a beach, so it's like potentially swept away anyway. But we got that bullshit Ubisoft collectibles vision, so we could see it like from a billion miles away, and I'm like, hey, there's something down there on that beach. Hit.
That would make you a very good investigator if you
Yeah.
had this magic power.
Yeah, the detective vision from Batman.
And
Good
like,
way to do a surprise attack. I found Lydia's knife below it. Was the knife used to open it? Tire marks. There's also tire marks on the council building, which is how she got there. She
which
just
is
teleports
literally
around.
only her, because there is
Yeah.
no other person that owns a car.
I think the funny thing is, yeah, like every tire mark we found was like incriminating. We never found like whatever
Normal
tire marks.
yeah, like oh yeah, tires.
I found tire marks on the top of the council building. Lydia's the only one with a car. And Lydia's the only one with an engraved knife with her name on it. It's a lot of... Lydia really fucked this up. And
Lydia, what kind of assassin are you?
then there's repelling gear. Lydia's knife. It's
Yeah.
not great.
Always yours, Sammy baby. This must belong
At the
to
end
Lydia.
of the day, though, the big smoking gun is that Lydia's knife is all fucked up, and she dropped it.
Yeah.
So she's not the one who killed the marshals.
What is
But also, the marshals aren't dead.
what does Sam say? Because Sam probably has that
No.
stuff. No, but that's so hypothetically, if they did work together at all, which is like implied in Lydia's thing about the flesh or the Kafka memory blood sample thing. We're not gonna like include him, and Lydia's gonna take the entire
Yeah.
fall for
Like,
them both.
this accusation totally should be like the Daybreaks. Aren't the Daybreaks sharing a stand right
We
now?
are, yeah.
Yeah, why don't they share this?
Because they love each other.
It's because yeah, none of this specific like it points to Lydia's car, but everything else could be Lydia or Sam or Lydia and Sam. So yeah.
I mean, more Lydia.
I don't like
than
the Lydia
Sam,
crying avatar.
No, she's like, don't look at me.
No,
It does make me kind of sad.
that's how you know she's that's like
She's just-
everyone else, like these people that are villains that are getting caught, but with like Lydia, it's like she has reasons. And
Yeah.
it's sad.
Akiko just looks embarrassed.
I think we have a lot of information at this point, so we can pretty much just say what most of the story is, and so like you can pretty safely just guess that, like, oh, Lydia and Sam were being not blackmailed, not the right term for it, but like they were being like oh, if you do this thing that you've literally done before, you know, that thing where you like where
You
in
can
order
be
to be
set free.
they literally like did a coup or whatever to be together before.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you want free of this? Your big motivation. You want to go out into the world and stop being in this immortal
In
plane
this
and everything.
purgatory.
Just gotta do this murder for me, Carmelina, and or Witness. Which one?
Yeah, one of us too.
That's the part that's harder to track because there's two really complicated conspiracies happening in parallel.
And either one of them could involve the killing
Yeah.
of martial guards. So,
Anyway, let's accuse Akiko.
wouldn't it be funny if one of them hired Sam and then one of them hired Lydia?
Oh my god.
and they
What if they did?
that would be funny.
And they're like, and it's like, it's it's like that fucking. It doesn't graph well on 1-to-1, but what's that one like? That term for like that bargain or whatever, where like two people. It's like when two people get like Christmas presents for each other, where they have to like give
the
up
gift of
something.
the Magi.
Yeah, or like they both have to give up something in the process that makes the other
But they
present
wanted
not
to,
work.
dude. And then they're like, "But we did it because we wanted to be together." And then like they kiss
Yeah.
on the stand as the
And-
judge sentenced them both to death. And then at the
Yeah.
last minute, someone bursts in to save them. Like I can totally picture this happening.
Somebody make a 2-person guillotine.
So they can hold hands while their heads get cut off.
Nenorosito.
Oh yeah, how much money you want to put on that word coming up?
Not hide.
Yeah, she's.
Everyone take a shot every time.
No, you'll be dead. You're
Every
already
time
dead.
Akiko says Nenorochito.
She also looks like she's wearing just like a turtle killer on her head.
Oh what?
Like a sea turtle.
Oh! You mean like the plastic?
The plastic from like six packs
plastic
and stuff.
six-pack
She's like
can
wearing that
container.
on her head. That's a style now.
She hates turtles. She wants you to know. The Grand Marshal holds the answers. Okay, take a shot. Nenorochito, you're out of your mind.
Oh, the art's inconsistent.
How so?
She has finger nubs on this one.
Oh, yeah.
But on her like hand in front,
yeah.
her fan fingers in front of her face, she only has a back of the hand plate and no finger plates. And that's actually important to the evidence of the game.
Yeah, it's
so.
kind of a shame actually.
Yeah, like, you goofed it.
Esteplen de Raha. You dare accuse me of murdering my own marshals? Esti Bolnav.
Bolnav. Esti Bolnav.
Sorry, everyone.
No habla español.
I'm sorry. I am
Uno
white as
momento. Por
fuck.
favor.
I took French in high school, guys.
Yeah, German doesn't come up in this game.
I can't even use like knowledge of having learned Spanish to kind of help me
No.
pronounce all that stuff. I literally took French.
Do we even remember what language it is?
It's was it Romanian?
Forgot. Was it?
I think it was Romanian.
Nenorochito.
Which, frankly, I actually am Romanian. So
There's a lot. A lot of evidence.
they're not your marshals.
An unexpected glint of truth in the riverbed of mystery.
Call the 49ers to come pan that gold.
We're going truth panning.
Clink, clink, clink. Is that not how gold panning sounds?
Truth panning.
Clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink, clink.
The dead bodies at the first seal aren't marshals. Oh, see, there's the picture. They literally used the picture
Yeah.
we had described just a second
Yeah.
ago, with the two guards and the splatter of blood in the background.
Womp womp.
That's a lie, Nenorochito. Take a shot.
Where are the real marshals?
They're not. We don't think that they're in the barracks. We think that they're fucking.
I wonder if they're-
The real ones. Where are the real ones? Probably
Yeah,
in the barracks. I guess.
I wonder if this is evidence we never found. So we don't have a confirmation.
Yeah.
We can just frustratingly say that we don't know, or we can throw suspicion
Test me.
My suspicion is somewhere in the barracks.
because they can't have crossed over.
Do you have anything to say, Grand Marshal?
Wow.
Dor o Minciuna il cell Kiune Tarfa Curva.
That's my favorite Pokemon is Incelicune.
I was thinking like silicone. I was thinking like what that Pokemon would look like in my brain just now. Silica Packet.
That's right. That's Romanian they're speaking. But they're not Romanian. They're American.
Oh my gosh. Was that Muffy?
It's Muzzy.
Muzzy. Learn different languages with Muzzy.
Or whatever the fuck this. I can never remember any of the French from it. But it's so. That's the funniest commercial I've ever seen. And she has like fucking 8-inch long shoulder pads and like an intense perm.
So
She has
80s.
a cloud of hair.
Yeah, no, that was a
Bonjour.
bonjour, mi ami.
They had those in like 8 languages, I think, and you can actually look up. It's really nonsensical and bizarre to watch, but you can watch Muzzy on YouTube. Like the entire VHS is just on it.
Oh, so I don't have to buy the VHS tapes now to learn
It's
French.
like watching a bizarre interpretive silent film because you can't understand any of the language, but it's all simple enough and presented with visuals enough that you can kind of tell what's going on. But it's a surreal, bizarre cartoon.
For anyone who doesn't know, it was like an infomercial about buying programs for your children to learn other languages. Because I imagine that people in other countries might not know what Muzzy is.
I bring it up every
sitting
now
here
and then
talking about some
'cause
weird.
It's burned into my brain, even though I can never remember it enough.
Dude, remember the Zoo Books commercials?
Like if it wasn't French, if it wasn't French, I could like recite that commercial like it was the fucking intro to Symphony of the Night.
Ferme la bouche, mon petit chien.
Like just the full like, die monster, you don't belong in this world. Like I could just go through the whole fucking Muzzy commercial if it didn't have fucking French in it. It's hard to remember, but it's that level of repetition. But yeah, Zoo. I think I had Zoo books. It's like, weren't those Scholastic? Like from the Scholastic Book Fair?
I just remember where it's like, if you order now, you get this cool tiger poster.
Oh, the commercials.
And then like, yeah, my grandma ordered me zoo books, and honestly, they're the fucking coolest. Like, I loved zoo books, man.
I kind of got you a Zoo book for Christmas, kind of.
No, I liked, yeah.
The Crows comic. Did you?
Keith got me a manga zoo book, a comic zoo book.
You're talking about crows being your favorite bird or animal or something.
Oh, they're for sure my favorite bird.
I ran across these like children's like educational like comics, but they're like full on like storytelling, super well drawn like comics, and it's like a decently thick and everything. And
starring a dog who's learning about crows.
Yeah, different concepts and animals and things. I just saw in the preview the fucking thing about how like the dog just explaining with a 1,000-yard stare that sometimes the humans throw out food, and he's like devastated. And I'm like, I have to buy this. I have to buy this dumb book.
Honestly, like that is a sad thing to think about.
The traumatization.
Don't tell Kiki, she's right here. She can't know that we throw food out, even though she watches us do it.
Anyway, back to
sorry.
this.
This is you talking. Judge.
Grand Marshal, this is a courtroom. Keep your language in check.
Does the judge know what I'm saying? A blood sample from the dead gods doesn't match any records for the marshals. She's lying. Her little PDA got it wrong.
Did Starlight get it wrong? Is this really the truth?
This is the truth, Judge. The blood doesn't match. Those bodies are not marshals.
Did you run a DNA test on the bodies?
No. Dr. Doomjazz told me that the server containing the necessary DNA files has been corrupted.
Is this true? Yes, Judge. My system's automated backup failed. I checked the one on the moon, and that had corrupted as well.
Whoa.
He's also so helpful, which is weird if he ends up getting murdered. If he ends up being convicted of something and killed. It's like, first you sleep with him, and then he helps you convict everybody. It's like, I feel like the game's kind of giving up that he's just innocent.
Well, because he's so crucial to all this testimony that they couldn't have had him be the person you're accusing. It wouldn't have worked. Because what he's gonna do, like testify against himself about science facts and blood and shit.
It's like Crimson is a constant source. Well, this probably will be a source of like a bunch of like third-party impartial evidence, and then like Doomjazz is like the expert testimony. Essentially,
yeah. This is my pawn shop. I know an expert on antique guns. They're gonna come evaluate it for me.
There's like maybe 4 innocent people on the island, and one of them's not even in the room.
And one of them is Kuma.
And one of them's dead already.
Or Bear, and one of them is Shinji.
Can we recover the data? The only people that can are on the next island, and we're in lockdown. Do you suspect foul play? There's no way to tell. Troubling. Carry on, investigator.
Akiko refused to let Doomjazz examine the bodies.
That's sus as fuck, yo. Why?
Super sus. She didn't want to dishonor their sacrifice.
Super sus. Super sus. This is a break in procedure.
They gave their lives in service. Their bodies should not be desecrated by an examination.
That's not how murders work.
I believe she was trying to hide that the blood didn't match.
Why?
Akiko is in a relationship with Captain Voth, who was stationed at the First Seal last night. So wait. So that also means that she knew it was going to happen. I didn't really think about that before either. But yeah, no. So that means she switched him out because she knew that they're all going to get killed.
Like if you don't uncover the next level of the conspiracy, then you at least are like, oh, that's really sus how she magically knew Like that, like when we first discovered that the bodies were replaced, that was our takeaway originally, was the fact that like, oh, she knew that they were going to get killed, so she replaced them with some randoms instead of the people that she was like in love with, because she's like in this polyamorous relationship with all of her guards, seemingly. But the next level of the conspiracy is realizing like, oh, they were all killed with the blade that she claims Henry took. So she killed, and then we find that there was two civilian prisoners that were taken out of holding and kept in the shit shack for days. And it's like, oh my god, so like the next level of the conspiracy is that she kept people hostage and then killed them. Like she's like did like a pig slaughter and then just like dressed them up as her own guards and then left the bodies there. And like she's like deeply involved in all this.
Don't you dare say his name, Naruto. Do not dishonor him with your lies.
How do you know this, Love Dies?
Crimson testified to it. C'est die?
Miss Acid?
That's such a cool name. I can't divulge my sources, but it's true.
That's not how court do.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have to. Relationships between the Grand Marshal and her troops are expressly forbidden. Dr. Doomjazz testified that the council had found out about her relationships with her troops.
Well, we don't even need Crimson and her no sources.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Doomjazz testified.
We just wanted to pull her up for a second so we got a look.
Yeah. It's one thing to not divulge your sources, but you do need some kind of evidence. You can't just be like, yeah, it's totally true. I'm a third person saying
I heard
it.
from this person who heard from this person who heard from this person.
Yeah.
You really can't keep anything to yourself if you see a bit of leg, can you?
You're a murderer.
Also, aren't you the one that's like sleeping around with a bunch of people in your little troop? Like,
Why,
I mean,
and also, what is his incentive?
Don't
Why does
slut shame.
Why does he care about keeping anything to himself? He's not. I don't think he's a co-conspirator.
No, I think.
What is this line supposed to mean, Akiko?
I think he's just in court doing the thing he's supposed to do,
Yeah.
which is tell the truth about
He's
things.
actually trying to catch the person that is a murderer.
Yeah, all of you guys preventing this makes you look really bad.
I am sorry, Akiko. I never thought you were involved with any of this. I am duty-bound to aid an investigation.
Exactly. Did it work? Did you get laid? Usanangi.
Yes. Enough. Do not taint the sanctity of this church of truth.
Aiz Kiwami told him that the council were going to strip her of her authority on the next island. If Akiko knew this, it would give her motive to kill the council. Soldiers are sworn to give their lives in service. As their commander, I didn't take the honor of a glorious death from them. She is lying. And she'd also switched the bodies. Or were we asking, like, did you switch the bodies then? I guess. Or were we just like, bitch, you're lying.
Soldiers are sworn to give their lives in service. As their commander, I didn't take the honor of a glorious death from them.
Like, basically, she's saying I didn't do it because I would be, like, shameful to them for me to do that. But she fucking did.
That logic doesn't even play out. Like, soldiers exist for more than just dying. Like, if it's an avoidable death, then there's no honor in not avoiding it. What the fuck? It's not even an honorable death. They just got, like, if you take the canonical version that she wants us to believe, they just got, like, randomly murdered. Potentially, like, backstabbed without any fight. Like, there's
in
no,
the fields,
it's not
the bodies
glorious
burning as the war machine keeps turning.
Why don't presidents fight in wars? Why do they always send the poor?
Is it presidents or princes? I always thought it was princes.
Presidents.
Oh, see, I always heard it's princes.
You'll never guess why I know the lyrics too much.
Did you know that they're playing a concert next February? And I'm very tempted. I think it's February.
System of a Down.
I'm very tempted to buy tickets, even though I'm not sure it'll actually happen.
That is the risk of them making any kind of plans already. Yeah, those are like companion songs. War Pigs and BYOB.
Well, I mean, there's a whole bunch of, like, Masters of War, Hit the Big Guns. Bob Dylan sings a lot about people who run wars. Then why did you switch the bodies? The bodies weren't switched. You made this up.
I have physical evidence. Sam keeps a record of it. Not Sam. What's it called?
Doom Jazz?
Whatever, my robot.
Oh, Starlight?
My DS.
Yes.
It's a DS. Can you prove the bodies weren't switched, Grand Marshal? How do you prove a negative?
There are records in the barracks. Like, oh my gosh. Judge, the barracks have become Akiko's own private fiefdom. The marshals are not loyal to the Syndicate or the gods. They are loyal to her.
Crime cannot hide.
Any proof she can magic up from the barracks can't be trusted.
I agree with you, investigator.
Paradise feels wrong.
Akiko didn't want her troops to die. She knew about the murder and switched them.
Can you prove that?
Akiko removed 2 prisoners from the barracks prison.
The little restroom looking avatars.
The little like stick figure-y guys.
Oh wait, they look like Portal characters.
Oh, they do. Yeah, but I mean, then again, it's really just a person, so it's like you can't say it's from anything specific.
Do you have proof they are the murdered guards?
No, but they are unaccounted for. They were never logged back into the prison after being removed. Can't even make up a convincing story for her lie. The maintenance shed near the council building shows signs of habitation. There are drag marks and human waste inside.
Ow.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
No, your dog's tail touched my leg.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And so, all the way, your dog's tail touched my bottom right, knee. And so my left ear got shocked by my headphone.
That's bizarre.
A really weird static shock moment. Or my earbud zapped the inside of my ear.
I was at work in my warehouse a while back, and we had the lights on a timer, but I've been working graveyard shifts, and at one point I've been getting really shocked, and I feel like it has something to do with my shoes. For some reason, I can't stop static shock from happening to me constantly because I touch a lot of saran wrap for pallets, and so it's very staticky.
Just don't work on any computers.
But the thing is I shocked myself so hard that I could see it in the dark. Which was fun. I actually got to see the static come off the handle of the pallet jack.
Have you ever I have that one red blanket somewhere that's felty or whatever, and if you run your hands on it, sometimes you can see a bunch of little lightning bolts all over your hand in the dark. I'm like, that's fucking weird.
It is fucking weird.
Do you have anything else?
Show me your truth.
Oh, that was the first one. Jeez.
The gods were killed with a damaged blade.
A damaged blade?
The lacerations on their throats were ragged. This indicates a blade with nicks or damage would have caused them.
Couldn't even kill them with... You locked them in a shed, had them shit themselves, and then you couldn't even kill them clean.
Akiko's sword is battle damaged and would have caused the messy lacerations on the victims. Akiko staged the god murder and scapegoated Henry. This fits with her plan of faking Henry's escape.
What's the grand plan, Loved Eyes?
We've got more case files to go, Judge.
What about the blade Henry was found
I
with?
have a bad feeling about this.
Henry's blade was new. Perfect blade. It doesn't have a serrated edge. It wouldn't have made a ragged cut. It's fucking just like a bread knife. It just has it's all... They had to grind back and forth to cut the guard's throat. So
you look into serial killer stuff a lot. Is this accurate? Where the quality of the blade leads to different wounds that people can actually notice?
Well, you asked me this because of what? Because I look at gory stuff a lot? Is that what you said?
Well, you also track a bunch of serial killers and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have a coloring book of all of them where they fill in as you learn about each one.
No, it's for sure true. You can tell a lot about the blade by the nature of the cut. That's pretty normal. But crime scene investigator, or no, crime scene cleanup guys that I follow on Instagram, you can tell which ones are done with a not clean blade as opposed to a clean blade. Looking at the aftermath, they're oh yeah, that bled a lot.
I always wonder
which chunks everywhere.
Which stories are people that obsessively consumed a bunch of media about this and a bunch of information and research, and then came out with something that was accurate, versus people that just I don't know, fucking wing it, and just it's a funny anime story, who cares, and then nothing makes sense.
No, I mean, you can really learn a lot about it's the same with bullets, where it's the ballistics examination like
Every
tells you a
bullet is a
ton.
fingerprint.
It really is actually, but like knives are not that far
That's
off.
one of my favorite details about Caliber, which we watched finally recently.
Yes.
There's so many cool little details of like somebody just obsessively trying not to get caught and like realizing that they have to do even more things that they didn't realize they had to do, and it keeps getting grimmer and grimmer.
Dig themselves into a hole further.
Everybody
and further.
watch Caliber, it's really good. Don't watch a single trailer about it.
No.
Just know that, just be ready for something upsetting. If you're in the mood for something upsetting. Because this is the year
Always.
for upsetting media, right? Everyone's seeking that out right now.
I always seek that out. That's my go-to.
Netflix, it's free. Watch it. Netflix isn't free. That's not how that works. But you know what I mean.
If I knew people looking for upsetting media, they should definitely come to me. So I'm
just-
like, I got lists.
I just hate how the trailer gives away way more than it should immediately. Because if you like, not even knowing the inciting incident just makes the whole movie better.
I know it's kind of dumb, and at this point, I'm spoiling something that is really, really old. So whatever. But I was actually really bummed out that first of all, I'm bummed out that they remade Carrie, because Carrie's a great movie.
Oh yeah.
But secondly, the fact that they showed the pig's blood scene in the trailer, and then the freak out.
Yeah. Which even nowadays, they just market the original Carrie based around that scene entirely. So like it's on the cover of it's like if you buy any copy of Carrie these days, the cover of it is that scene.
I mean, maybe I just wasn't from that time because I wasn't.
It
But
probably
the thing
was
is,
in the trailer back then too.
it probably was. But when I was a kid, I actually did not expect that at all because to me it was like a huge twist because I was like, what? This movie is about this? Because I had like
Yeah.
no pre.
It's like the From Dusk Till
existing
Dawn
knowledge.
problem, where it's a movie that'll be advertised based on the vampire shit. Like that's how you get people to sit in theaters and see it. But like you just know there was some people who somehow ended up seeing it in theaters and didn't. Where they were like me with certain movies where they just didn't have any context for it, like how I watched Across the Universe without knowing it had anything to do with the Beatles.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And so like it's like you just think that there's somebody
Monster.
that watched From Dusk Till Dawn and didn't know what it was about, and then when the movie switches gears halfway through, they're like, what?
I definitely won't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but I will say is I was really happy that I got to watch Sorry to Bother You with you, only because that takes turns that I won't describe. But I was like, and it got to the point where we were watching it in a group, and then one of us had to get up to use the bathroom, and so
And they came back to
to something completely. We had to pause it.
to a different movie.
We had to pause it and be like, okay, like, don't look for a second. Because I'd already seen the movie, so I knew this was like, that something was going to come up.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it happened, like, the other guy gets up and leaves for the bathroom. I'm like, fuck. And so Keith and I watched the 5 minutes, and I'm like, okay, we're
Let's
going to
go back.
rewind
We
it
can't say
for when he
anything.
comes back. And then we rewound it. Because it was like, you need to watch this transition. But yeah, no, that's a great, great movie.
It makes me wonder if movies like Society might be better if they didn't include the intro part that gives away how weird it's gonna get.
It still got way weirder than I was expecting. I
Yeah.
didn't think that movie was going there, but I ended up really enjoying that one.
That was... Yep.
Yeah,
There were some scenes in Society. And we lived in them.
there's some society in society, and we lived in that too. I already read that part. She made a mistake or got too cocky though, and didn't use the right blade to kill the gods.
Do you have anything else? Present your evidence. Construct a truth.
Akiko's alibi has been broken.
Do you have anything else? Okay.
Akiko staged the god murder and scapegoated Henry. We know this already. She has a previous conviction. Why else would she have aided his escape?
Do you have anything else?
I had nothing to present.
Wow, those are really front-loaded.
Yeah, no,
The
yeah.
first two were so dense, and the last ones were just like.
Well, I think we got so much done with the first two that they're just like, okay,
Yeah.
it's gonna be repetitive if you go because like if you only had the second two pieces of evidence, you didn't have the first part, you'd be saying a lot of the same dialogue. Like I'm sure it's a
Yeah.
lot of the same dialogue, assuming that you might have been a person who only got the last bits of evidence and not the first bits that we
You think
got.
it's like a nested logic thing where like the other ones, once you do them, like they like just sort of skip to a different version of the other dialogue options.
I think they give you like three or four different ways of like getting this person in trouble, and if you didn't find, it's like they give you extras in case you didn't find, like you didn't find them, you know. So you have like 3 chances to find something that will get this done. So if you explain one, you don't have to explain the other 2. Potentially.
I do wonder how bad this goes if you just have nothing.
It'd be
I mean,
very
you basically
funny.
just accuse Henry, right? Like, and then he just
and
falls for
Henry's
everything.
just like, okay.
all according to plan.
Yeah, he's very resigned
Whatever.
to it. Yeah, whatever. Fuck you
Good
guys.
work, Love Dies. I have considered your truth, ruminated on the blah
blah, 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 blah. I stewed in the
truth
soup.
was revealed. Akiko guilty.
Got anything to say about this one, Akiko? I was ordered to kill my troops. I would never do that. Bonds born on the battlefield cannot be broken.
You have no evidence.
Uh-oh. What? See, Carmelita, why the fuck did you even say anything? You could have just been quiet. You
Yeah.
just got yourself in trouble.
Too much talking.
She didn't say who did it yet. That's a lie.
This is nonsense.
She's lying. I switched the guards out for prisoners and killed the fakes. Why didn't you admit to it when you told us about the rest of your involvement? Are you stupid, Tarfa? Before all of this, I was a soldier. I will be a soldier until I die.
That dramatic eye scar.
Eye scar. Oh, fuck. I kept thinking that was a part of her turtle killer headdress.
It's really obvious here, but you almost never get to see your eyes closed.
Actually, that I didn't realize that was even a scar. That's actually cooler than I thought. Soldiers always try to see their mission through. I was not going to have my name further tarnished if you hadn't got the evidence. I will be executed regardless. Soldiers must maintain their dignity no matter what.
Oh yeah, because she's already getting executed.
Oh yeah, so
she was still keeping this a secret. We have layered unlocks.
the truth becomes clearer.
Double executed.
I'm a little sad that Akiko's dying because she is a bitch to us, but
yeah, she did also murder multiple people after making them shit themselves.
That is pretty mean, yeah.
Like, just in case we be like, oh wow, she's so well motivated. What an innocent person that murdered several people.
I mean, a character murdering someone doesn't inherently make me hate them. That's not my.
That is a character flaw.
That's not my barometer.
You would be a bad investigator.
Dude, if I was an investigator, I'd be like,
what? She only killed like a dozen people. It's
I mean,
fine.
it could be worse. I'm all desensitized. I'd be like the worst person to be this kind of. I'd be like, that's not that bad. I've seen worse.